Live. So first off, tell you I'm J Flip, aka Omar Thomas, aka Omar Thomas El Bey, aka my divine high name, Haru Bukat Mayat El Bey. Now most people never even know that about me. Got some family don't even know that about me. So, you definitely getting a glimpse into my life. I'm a Moorish American as well. I'm a minister, I'm an artist, I'm a father, I'm just a grown man, and I'm chosen to live a life that's responsible and a life of dignity, pride, love, loyalty, you know. And it took me a long way to get to this life. I just didn't come, just wake up and boom, he sound good. He talk good. It came through a whole lot of struggle, and I grew up in Detroit, Detroit, West Side Detroit, and my family, wife, my life. It's just everything. It came in a miracle. You know, Never thought that I would have a family. I never thought that I would you know, see this age. Past 40. Definitely did. I didn't think I would see past 30. 20, really. And it's just it's just a great demonstration. I'm gonna give y'all a glimpse into who I am, what makes me who I am, where I come from. It's just the beginning chapter. I want y'all to take the journey with us. We're definitely it's family oriented. And loyalty, like I said, is the number one thing for me. Grew up West Side Detroit, and you know, my family is a special type of family. You know, we come together every month and have family meetings. Have potlucks. Where everybody come and cook and bring dishes together. Never seen something like that when I was growing up. I thought every type of family was like that when I was growing up. Because every family did this because this is what my family did. Every month we come together, we pay dues, we go on trips out of town together. Pray together. We had holidays together. My grandmother, she was one of the main ones that kept everything together. My mother she kept everything together too. But my grandmother, she was the glue. She was really, old school. They was from the South, so they had them roots, Southern roots. And all the love was definitely put into the demonstration every time. So that's definitely something that's within me as far as my family values. This is where I get it from. My family is very tight oriented, and even to this day, we have family presidents. We have dues that we pay. We go on trips. We break bread together. We pray together. Even to this day, one of our mottos is a family that prays together, stays together. You're only as strong as your weakest link. And so, growing up, hearing these things, at first it was cliche, and you just think you take it for granted, but then when you grow up and you start to recognize people around you, they don't have families, they don't have nothing. You start living in the city, Detroit, and you see people don't have no hope, they don't have no love. You see, so when you growing up around love and love, and then you got to go out into a world where there's no love, it's almost heartbreaking to see. You know what I'm saying? Because you have gifts, you have love, you got family, and then you go down the street, they ain't got no family, they ain't got no food, you know what I'm saying? And you just ate feast. You know what I'm saying? And that just showed me the differences in life, and family. And that's what's so important to me because, through all my trials and my tribulation, my family has been a constant. It's always been a foundation and staple in my life. Just the loyalty and just the unity is something that's greater than anything that I can ever imagine. It's something I want to pass on to my generation, to my family, because one thing I do have family. The tight knit family as far as my household, it was dysfunctional. My mother and my father, they got a divorce when I was about 3 years old, and my father wasn't in the household. And so this left a void and a gap in my life that I couldn't explain at the time, but I was looking for attention. I was looking for things that I didn't get, and so I looked for that love and attention in all the wrong places. Look for it in the streets, look for comfort in myself. And my mother and my sister, that was my household. My mother, named Denise Thomas, beautiful, beautiful woman, strong. My sister Kenyatta Thomas, that was my household. It was just us. And my mom, she used to always tell me, you have to be the man of the house. Heard that young growing up. And it put something in me, to where I felt a pressure, ultimately young, and I felt a duty that I had to be a protector and so it was things that I had to get tougher, you know what I'm saying? And life had to just make me tougher because just in order to hold that role, I had to go through different things. And living on West Side, South Mall, Detroit, you feel me? It wasn't no shortcut. It wasn't no, I'm gonna just tell y'all, in this thing, and I don't glorify the streets. You know what I'm saying? I don't glorify poverty. I don't glorify dope selling and none of that stuff. I'm gonna tell you right now, I never sold dope. You know what I'm saying? I never will sell dope. I'm not saying like I never sold dope like that, because I'm not no dope dealer. You know what I'm saying? And in principle, when you see that come and ravish your hood, ravish your family, you see what I'm saying? At the age when I came up in the dope back then, and for me to go and do that to somebody, burn them down like that, you see what I'm saying? It was just, I could make money some other type of way. And that's something that I decided to do. I'm not saying that everything that I've always done was right and everything that I said was up and up. But at the time when I came up, I made the conscious decision never to sell dope because I seen what it did personally, my family, my community. And so, that was something that I grew up definitely with the ravages of every family, so though I had that family strong unit, in the midst of that, I still had all the craziness and the turmoil in it as well, dealing with my single parent family, my mom, she always working, me at the house, so I'm always doing what I want to do, you know what I mean? So I'm hey, what you want, you know what I mean? I was living my best life, you know what I mean? And I was just doing what I had to do to survive, to figure out a way to make sense of life. I had to make a sense of it for myself. I had to grow for myself because I didn't have my father there to say, okay, this is what a man should do. Okay, this is how a man behaves. This is how a man treats a woman. You know what I'm saying? All I had was women in my life to give me their perspective, and I I got a chance to see a woman's perspective of what women wanted. You see what I'm saying? So that was a glimpse into life, you know, to see what the women wanted. But I also had to learn the streets, I had to learn myself. And through that, I got a lot of struggles, you know. But ultimately, God was always showing me, you know, like I said, my family is a praying family. And so God was always in my life. And so whatever I tried to do, I always got caught. You know what I mean? I'm be in the hood, you know, all my homies, you know, they out there in the hood, you know, and we all run, you know, we all doing the same thing, running the hood, but I'm always the one to get caught, you know. It was just like, I got felonies. I started getting in trouble since, yay high. Like I told you, I was looking for attention in all the wrong places. You know, and I grew up going to private school when I was a little shorty, you know what I mean? And they didn't teach you nothing. They didn't care. These systematic school systems, they don't care about you. So I was super smart too, you know. I just didn't feel love from these different people in these institutions, so I lashed out. So, man, I brought bullets, guns to school, knives to school, got whoopings in class, you know, was a class clown, you know. I found a way, you know, because I grew up in the dark skin era when that stuff was not popular, you know what I'm saying? You know, so I had to make it through an era, you know what I'm saying? You know, people really don't understand what it was like. But, you know, to be dark-skinned, it was a stigma, you know what I mean? We didn't get popular. The Wesley Snipes and them started coming out. And the other ones started breaking the mold for us, you know what I'm saying? But we didn't even get popular. We was charcoal babies and all this. And so me and my sister had to grow up with these type of stigmatisms and stereotypes and mentalities. So I learned how to be a menace in regards to, you know, I learned how to be responsible. I learned how to destroy people mentally, you know, psychologically. I learned how to do sword fighting mentally with people, you know, get the last word in. And I understood that, you know, it was all about attention. So I found a way to get attention in class. I was the class clown. You know, I would roast anybody. It could be the prettiest girl in class. You know, I could make her feel like she was stupid, or I find a littlest weakness. And it was just little things that I was doing, but I just understood that it was really me hiding the issues and problems that I was going through at the time, you know, masking that with making fun of other people, you know, lashing out. Eventually, you know, it spiraled into trying to make a name for yourself, you know, making money, you know, hustling. I always had a hustle, I had a job, you know, when I was 14, you know, I always had a hustle with that job, you know. I sold weed, you know, I sold my own music back then, you know. I was a hustler. I shoveled snow, I cut grass, I did hit the block, you know what I mean? We was out there. And so we always had this ingenuity to get our own money, you know, and go out there and not really asking people for money. We knew how to get our own money early, young. And I just wish, man, and I had a team. I was always a leader figure, you know, in regards to my friends, my circle, you know, and I've always been able to follow those who had knowledge, people older than me, almost even older homies, you know, that I would follow, and then, you know, or I had young homies that I'm schooling, you know what I mean? And it came to the point to where I would have my own homies, you know, and growing up on 7 Mile, you know, I ran my household, you know, that was my block, that was my house, and my mom, she left me there to handle things, and I learned how to maneuver in the streets and be myself, just and take care of my business. I was never afraid to fight. You know what I'm saying? And my mom, she always told me, she used to tell me, you used to come in the house crying and all this stuff. I had to teach you how to wrestle, make you watch wrestling. I'm like, Mom, you ain't have to. She's over dramatized. I had to make you watch wrestling and all this. I say, Mom, I wasn't coming in the house crying like that. You know what I'm saying? So, but it did come a point in my life where I had to get tough. You know what I'm saying? Where I had to tell myself I wasn't gonna let these people out here in the world bully me. You know what I'm saying? Because that is another stigma that goes on in the world. And then, here in 2020, y'all don't even understand because the social interaction has been stripped from y'all. You know what I'm saying? To where y'all don't even get that right now. But even when y'all was interacting with people, y'all know how somebody can, it's always somebody that you got to deal with who then when they dealing with something, they want to make you deal with something. And because they don't have everything that you have, they might want to bully you. And so there's always that bully type figure in life. And so I always had to deal with bully type figures in life. And I've always had a heart that it was always something. It might not even be my fight, but if I seen somebody getting bullied, you see what I'm saying? I would come to their aid and defense. You know what I mean? Even if it come to fighting the baddest, bully in the school. And I had to do that a couple of times. You know what I mean? And I grew up, I didn't grow up in my hood per se on 7 Mile because I went to private school from the jump. You know what I mean? Young. Then I went and got raised at Highland Park, HP. You see what I'm saying? So I got through the ringer. And my father, he was raised in HP through the HP. And my dad, he was in the military. He was out cold too. He gave me the game. You see what I'm saying? He put me up on another level of life. So I don't want to undercut my dad and what he did in my life. Definitely intricate. You feel what I'm saying? Instrumental. It's definitely things he instilled. You feel me? We'll talk about that and extensively. But I was raised in HP in the beginning of my elementary years. And growing up in HP, that gave me a whole different type of perspective. When I was in 7 Mile, 7 Mile was cake compared to HP. I mean, rats, roaches, these niggas, excuse my whatever, you know what I'm saying, ain't got nothing. Feel what I'm saying? I come back to the hood, y'all ain't got bikes, y'all got this, y'all got that, man, y'all got Nintendos, man, they don't got nothing. Okay, they got free lunches. We're going over there to get the free lunches. You see what I'm saying? They want to fight, dude, because you got clean shoes on, bro. You feel what I'm saying? And I had to fight them every day because I had clean shoes on every day. You feel what I'm saying? Until they don't want to fight no more. They see you going to fight, and you either going to run away because they going to want to fight you because you coming up on the swings with clean shoes on. Everybody, you know what I'm saying, looking at your shoes. You feel me? So they're going to fight anyway. Either gonna not fight, run, go, not come to the park, whatever, not go. You know what I'm saying? Why you don't want to go get your free lunch? You gotta. So what you gotta learn how to take care of your business. So I learned how to defeat my fears, face my fears. Nobody was there really to coach me and say, boom, boom, boom. You gotta go do this, and that. But I had to always go and say, I gotta face these fears. You know what I'm saying? And I came out victorious most times because I found once I do this, then I can do that. If I keep going, and it even worse was the fear of submitting to somebody. You see what I'm saying? Cowering to somebody. It was something that I was even more scared of. I couldn't do that because even though you might be afraid of this guy, I could never submit. And so it taught me my own strength. You know what I mean? I learned that, I can beat up the biggest bully. You see what I'm saying? I I was tough as nails. You see what I'm saying? And only thing I had to do was get through myself, and um, yeah. So that's where I really got my grit. That's where I got my intensity was in HP. So I brought that intensity back to 7 Mile. So when I got back to 7 Mile, they was soft to me. You know what I'm saying? Everything on it was soft to me. And it got to a point, so I didn't have a problem with confronting a bully. You know what I'm saying? Because they was soft to me too. You know what I'm saying? Over here, and I just built up a reputation for myself here in these streets as being about that, being what I say I'm about, and growing up on 7 Mile, it was a paradise during them times. We was running it, and if I would have known how much influence we had at the time, or what I was at the time, I'd be a millionaire right now. My friends and my family, we would be millionaires right now because we was so tight. We was making money. We was all together. But when you young and you don't understand the value of yourself and your friends and your family and the industry that you're making, you can fall. You can lose it. You don't respect it enough. And so some of your friends, your day ones, they not there. See what I'm saying? They was there in the beginning. They not here now. You know what I mean? Some of your day ones, you know what I mean? They might be here. They might still be riding with you, still through all of it. You see? And so that's the difference in finding loyalty. You know what I mean? But this is things that you gotta go through trials and tribulations throughout life. You know what I mean? So I lost a lot of friends in the game. Learned who was real, who was fake. And I learned that about myself too. Because it's not always about, who is real and who is fake to you. It's about who was you real to and who was you fake to, too. Because a lot of times, those relationships and day ones, they gon' let you know. They gon' let you know who you was to them. You know what I'm saying? Them friends, they gonna keep calling you. They've been calling you. You know what I'm saying? They gonna keep calling you because it's something that you did for them at a particular time, or it's something that you do for them. And so I learned to respect and cater and foster and nurture these relationships that I have with my people, and then negative, things that you grow away from and you just grow up out of, different things you get away from, certain things that was of the streets and different things you grow up out of at a level. I had always had consciousness. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people might get it misconstrued that I just start, thinking, dressing like a turban, wearing a turban. And I just start talking proper and reading books and all this. But I've been doing studies since I was 14, 15, and theology and higher sciences, questioning all the universe, religion, theology. All of this is the journey that I had to go through, and, it's just been amazing. It's just been a gift, and the journey is just beginning, truthfully. I am finally at a point to where I can say that I have the answer, and I'm ready to be who I need to be. And most people can never say that in their life ever, and so I'm happy to be here, but where I come from the insecurity. I come from the misguidedness, the wishy-washiness, the hypocriticalness. You know what I mean? I come from that. I was that I mean, I come from a broken state, you know, you know, where you really in that. And that's where the flip come from. They call me J Flip, Johnny Flip, you know. And the Johnny Flip comes from the idea that I used to keep. And I would give people what they wanted, you know. And that's kind of was my way of dealing with life, you know, giving people what they wanted. I wouldn't give everybody what they wanted. It was my choice to give people what they wanted. But if you want fire, sometimes I give you some fire. You know what I'm saying? You want to laugh and have fun, that's what we'll do. We'll laugh, have fun, you know what I mean? You want to, you know, but it all depends on, you know, what I was thinking was fun and my whole thing at that time. I had to learn how to give myself what I need, you know. Until I love myself, then I could truly be on that real journey. Before, I was all just like a feather in the wind, you know. I was searching, you know, reaching, climbing, you know. And I hadn't really known my love. And though I had it in my family, I had their perspectives of love. I had what people told me love should be. I didn't have it for myself. And now I'm going on that journey of love now for myself and my family, the future, next generation as well, everybody, you know. And I know that's a journey that I want all people to come. You know what I mean? It takes time to take growth. I had to kill myself. You know what I mean? That other side, and that's the flip side. You know what I'm saying? That side is dead. You feel me? And I still love the flip side. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where I come from. That's where a lot of my people still at. You know what I mean? They still on the flip side. You know what I'm saying? I love them though. You feel what I'm saying? That's where I come from. I flip over to the other side. Love. I was on the other side. Everybody know me from that side. They know I was out on that side too. You know what I'm saying? And it's just to be on the flip side is a wonderful thing. You know what I'm saying? It's to know you. It means the thing. You can change. Life can change. That's the flip side of it. You know what I mean? It's powerful. You know what I mean? Know change. Life can change. Hey man, that's all. That's everything. That's everything. You know? So man, that's just my 10 minutes of game for y'all. You know, I love y'all. You know, we gonna get back at it. Show. Honey. It's time. Would you still go to work? Would you still go to work if the sky was falling?